Fantasy Dating by www.cybernoviazgo.com. There are all sorts of online fantasy dating games to choose from. But if you play a fantasy dating game, are you learning about dating or living a fantasy? To an extent, fantasy dating is like little girls playing with dolls. It is play acting real life and doing so in preparation for the real thing. Fantasy dating by adults is commonly just fantasy and should not be confused with the useful work that children do in preparing for adulthood. If you are a devotee of fantasy dating, make sure that you understand that what you are doing is playing and not engaging in the real thing. Fantasy dating, like other fantasy games, can be entertaining and something fun to do on a cold winter night. But make no mistake, fantasy dating is not likely to find you a companion on the sofa or in bed on a cold winter night. So, if what you want is a real live companion, a lover, and a soulmate for life, put your resume on one or more internet dating sites and meet a real person. You might just find that a hot first date with someone real is a lot more fun than success in fantasy dating. Practice makes perfect. To the extent that you gain a few good ideas from fantasy dating, you might be able to apply what you learn to the real world. Certainly, the old adage that practice makes perfect applies to dating as well as other things in life. Learning what to say, how to say it, and how to act on a date are good ideas. The more real the scenarios in fantasy dating, the more likely you are to learn something useful. If you apply something useful in the real world, you might be successful in getting a date, finding someone that you like, and developing a meaningful relationship. Just make sure to understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Play fantasy dating games for fun and recreation, and learn about dating in the real world in order to find a soulmate, lover, and companion for life. Avoidance leads to loneliness. If you are a big fan of fantasy dating, is it because you are avoiding the real thing? If you are not sure how to proceed in getting a date, learn how and give it a try. If you are self-conscious and a little afraid, deal with it by taking small steps until you are ready for the real thing. Do not think that hiding in a world of fantasy will make you less afraid, popular, or the object of affection of the one that you care about. Avoidance leads to loneliness. If you are lonely, make yourself desirable for dating and go find someone that you like. How we dress and act when dating is often to produce sexual desire in the other person. Do you want to make yourself desirable for dating? Do you want to dress provocatively in order to raise sexual desire in your dating partner? Do you want to present yourself as a competent, resourceful, and altogether enjoyable person as well? Decide how you want to do this, and then do it. If fantasy dating games give you a clue, use the clue. Then go do the real thing. For more insights and useful information about dating, relationships, and romance, visit www.cybernoviazgo.com.